Welcome to Ms. Fuang English. I'm so happy you're here today. This is your place to grow, to practice, and to finally speak English with real confidence. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below to let me know where you're watching from. I love hearing from my students all around the world. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever listened to native speakers and thought, wow, they speak so naturally and fast. How can I ever sound like that? You understand most of what they say, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind freezes. You know the words, but they don't come out smoothly. You hesitate, you stop, and you lose confidence. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. This English Fluency Masterclass is designed to help you speak more naturally, sound more confident, and express yourself like a real English speaker. We'll practice listening, pronunciation, rhythm, and natural expressions, all in simple, clear, and spoken English that feels real, not robotic. So today, let's start with something powerful, how to sound more natural in daily conversations. You'll hear real-life expressions, repeat them aloud, and learn how to use them just like a native speaker. Are you ready? Let's begin. Imagine this. You're meeting a friend for coffee. You don't want to sound too formal. You just want to sound relaxed and natural. Instead of saying, "How are you today?" you can say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "What's up?" Try saying that aloud with me. "Hey, how's it going?" One more time, "What's up?" These short, simple greetings instantly make you sound more fluent because they're what real people say every day. Now imagine your friend says, "Not bad, just a little tired." You can respond, "Yeah, I feel you," or "I know what you mean." These small, natural phrases show connection. They make your English sound alive. Let's practice a small conversation together. I'll be person A and you'll be person B. Ready? Person A. "Hey, how's it going?" Person B. You say, "Pretty good. Thanks. How about you?" Person A. "Not too bad. Just a bit busy today." Person B. "Yeah, I know what you mean." Excellent. Do you see how simple that was? Natural English isn't about using difficult words. It's about using the right rhythm, tone, and flow. Now, let's look at another common situation when you want to agree politely or show you understand someone's opinion. Instead of just saying yes or "I agree," try saying, "Exactly, that's so true," or "You're right about that." Repeat after me slowly. "Exactly. Good. That's so true. Nice. You're right about that. Excellent." You can use these phrases in so many real situations. For example, a friend says, "It's hard to wake up early on Mondays." You say, "Exactly, Mondays are the worst." Or someone says, "The weather's been crazy lately." You respond, "That's so true. It's hot one day and cold the next." See? These short responses make you sound more connected and fluent. Here's another area English learners often struggle with: hesitation. When you need time to think, you pause, and that's totally okay. Native speakers do it too. The difference is that they use fillers, They say things like, you know, let me think, well, or actually. So instead of staying silent, try saying, well, let me think, or, you know, that's a good question. Practice this with me. Well, let me think. Again, you know, that's a good question. Excellent. These small expressions help you sound more natural because you keep the conversation flowing while you think. Now let's talk about intonation, the music of English. When you speak, your voice should rise and fall naturally, not stay flat. Listen to the difference. If I say, "How are you?" flat voice, it sounds robotic. But if I say, "How are you?" rising tone on you, it sounds warm and natural. Let's try together. Repeat after me. How are you? Great. What are you up to? Perfect. Intonation adds life and emotion to your voice. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it that makes you sound fluent. Now, let's practice using natural linking, the way native speakers connect words together. Instead of saying every word slowly and separately, like, "What are you doing?" fluent speakers say, "What you doing?" Let's try that together. Slowly. What are you doing? Faster. What you doing? Do you hear the difference? It's smoother, more natural. Try a few more examples. Did you eat? It becomes did you eat, don't you know? Becomes don't you know? Of course, you don't have to speak this way all the time, but understanding it will help you both sound and understand like a native. Before we end today's session, let's review what we learned. We practiced casual greetings like, "Hey, how's it going?" We learned how to agree naturally using exactly, and that's so true. We talked about fillers like well and you know, and we explored intonation and linking sounds. All of these small things work together to make your English sound more natural and fluent. Now it's your turn to practice. Repeat the conversation we did earlier with your own name, your own ideas, your own rhythm. The more you speak out loud, the faster your brain adapts. So, here's a quick question for you before we wrap up today. Which phrase from today's lesson did you like the most? Tell me in the comments below. And remember, this is just the beginning of your English Fluency Masterclass. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into everyday speaking situations, how to tell stories, describe your feelings, and react naturally like a native English speaker. I'm so proud of you for coming back and continuing your practice. That's how you build fluency one day, one phrase, one conversation at a time. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Phuong English, and tell me in the comments what your biggest English speaking challenge is. I read every comment, and I might use your question in a future episode. Now, let's jump right in. In the last lesson, we talked about sounding natural using real-life greetings, linking words, and practicing rhythm and tone. Today, we're going one step further. We'll focus on how to express yourself clearly and confidently in daily conversations. You'll learn how to describe feelings, share experiences, and react naturally, just like a native English speaker. Let's start with emotions. Every day, people ask, "How are you?" But most English learners always give the same answer. "I'm fine, thank you." That's okay, but it sounds a little too formal, right? So let's make your answers sound more real and alive. Try saying, "I'm doing great," or "I'm pretty good," or even, "Not too bad. Thanks for asking." Repeat those after me. I'm doing great. I'm pretty good. Not too bad. Thanks for asking. Excellent. Now, what if you're not feeling great? You can say, "I've been better," or "I'm a bit tired today." These small phrases help you sound natural and honest. Let's imagine a short scene together. A friend says, "Hey, how's it going?" You say, "Pretty good. Just a little tired. How about you?" Your friend replies, "Same here. I stayed up late last night." You respond, "Oh, really? What were you doing?" Do you notice what's happening here? The conversation flows easily because you're not just giving short answers, you're showing interest and reacting. Let's practice some reaction phrases together. When someone tells you something surprising, say, "No way," or "You're kidding," or "Seriously?" Repeat those after me. No way. You're kidding. Seriously? Perfect. Now, if someone tells you good news, you can say, "That's awesome," or "Good for you," or "Wow, that's great to hear." Let's repeat them together. That's awesome. Good for you. Wow, that's great to hear. When you react naturally, your conversation feels more alive. English isn't just about grammar, it's about emotion, tone, and timing. All right, let's move to another key skill describing your experiences. This helps you tell stories, talk about your day, and connect with others. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" Instead of saying, "It was good," try something like, "It was really fun. I went to the park with my friends," or "It was relaxing. I just stayed home and watched a movie." Repeat those examples with me. It was really fun. I went to the park with my friends. It was relaxing. I just stayed home and watched a movie. Now it's your turn. Think about your last weekend. How was it? Try to answer out loud right now. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. That's how fluency grows. Here's another tip. When you tell a short story in English, use connectors like "and then," "after that," "so," and "finally." For example, yesterday I met my cousin for lunch, and then we went shopping. After that, we watched a movie, and finally I got home around 9. That sounds natural, right? Repeat after me slowly. Yesterday, I met my cousin for lunch, and then we went shopping. After that, we watched a movie, and finally, I got home around 9. Excellent! You're doing great. Now, let's talk about small talk, those short, friendly conversations that happen everywhere, in elevators, in coffee shops, at work, or at school. Many English learners find small talk difficult because they don't know what to say. But actually, it's easy when you have the right phrases. If you meet someone new, you can say, "Nice to meet you." or it's great to finally meet you. Repeat those. Nice to meet you. It's great to finally meet you. If you want to keep the conversation going, ask simple questions like, "So, what do you do?" Or, "Where are you from?" Or, "How long have you been here?" Let's practice that. You say, "So what do you do?" "Good." "Where are you from?" "Nice." "How long have you been here?" "Excellent." Here's a small talk example. Listen carefully. A. "Hi, I don't think we've met before. I'm Sarah." B. "Hey, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you." A. "Nice to meet you too. So, what do you do?" B. "I work in marketing. How about you?" This is how real conversations sound: short, natural, and friendly. Now let's make it even more advanced. What if someone compliments you? They say, "Hey, I love your accent," or "Your English is really good." Don't just say, "Thank you." Try saying, "Oh, thanks. I've been practicing a lot." Or, "That's so nice of you to say." Repeat those with me. "Oh, thanks. I've been practicing a lot. That's so nice of you to say." These small responses help you sound warm, confident, and natural. Before we wrap up today's session, let's do a quick fluency workout. I'll say a line and you'll repeat after me. Ready? "Hey, how's it going?" "I'm doing great, thanks." "No way." "That's awesome. I've been better, just a bit tired." "It was really fun. I went out with my friends." "Nice to meet you." "That's so nice of you to say." "Fantastic job." You're not just learning English, you're feeling it, you're using it, and you're becoming more confident every time you speak out loud. Before you go, I want you to comment below and tell me, what's one English phrase you used today, or one new phrase you learned in this episode that you'll try this week? I'm so happy you're here again, continuing your journey toward natural, confident English speaking. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Ms. Fluent English, your home for simple, clear, and real English learning. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend who's also learning English. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and tell me where you're listening from today. All right, in the last lesson, we practiced how to express feelings, respond naturally, and use small talk in real-life situations. You learned how to make your conversations sound alive and friendly, not robotic. In today's session, we'll go deeper. We'll focus on how to agree, disagree, and share your opinions in English, just like a fluent speaker. Let's begin with a question. When someone asks, "What do you think?" do you ever freeze for a second? Maybe you think, "How should I answer that?" Or "I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it in English." Don't worry, that's very common. Today, I'll teach you how to handle those moments naturally and confidently. Let's start with simple ways to agree. When you agree with someone, you can say, "I totally agree," or "You're absolutely right." Try saying that with me. "I totally agree." "You're absolutely right." Now, if you want to sound a little more casual, you can say, "Yeah, that's true," or "I know, right?" Let's practice. "Yeah, that's true. I know, right?" Here's a short example. A. I think learning English every day is really important. B. Yeah, that's true. Practice makes a big difference. Simple, right? It sounds friendly and natural. Now, what about when you disagree politely? Many learners feel nervous about disagreeing, but it's actually easy when you use the right tone and words. You can say, "I see your point, but I'm not sure I agree." Or, "That's interesting, but I think a bit differently." Repeat after me. "I see your point, but I'm not sure I agree." "That's interesting, but I think a bit differently." Let's hear this example. A. I think watching English movies doesn't really help. B. That's interesting, but I think it can help a lot, especially with listening skills. See how polite that sounds? You're not arguing, you're sharing your view calmly and respectfully. That's how native speakers do it. Now, let's practice sharing opinions. When you want to give your opinion, you can start with phrases like, "I think," "I feel like," "in my opinion," "to me." Let's say them together. "I think," "I feel like," "in my opinion," "to me." You can use them like this. I think learning with podcasts is really useful. I feel like speaking out loud helps me remember words better. In my opinion, grammar is important, but practice is even more important. Go ahead, try making your own sentence now. Start with "I think" and say something true for you. Don't worry about mistakes, just speak. Remember, fluency grows with speaking, not silence. Now, let's make your English sound even more advanced with some natural agreement phrases that native speakers love to use. If you want to agree strongly, say, "Exactly," or "That's so true," or "I couldn't agree more." Try repeating them after me. "Exactly. That's so true. I couldn't agree more." If you only agree a little, you can say, "Yeah, kind of," or "Maybe, but I'm not completely sure." Practice that. "Yeah, kind of." "Maybe, but I'm not completely sure." Great! Now, here's a short listening practice for you. I'll read a short conversation. Listen carefully and imagine the tone, the rhythm, the feeling of natural speech. A. I think studying English grammar is really boring. B. Yeah, kind of. But I guess it's necessary if you want to improve your writing. Did you hear the balance? The second person agreed a little, but not completely. That's a realistic, real-life answer. Now let's talk about expressing surprise or opinion naturally, phrases that make your English sound emotional and real. For surprise, try saying, "Really? Oh, wow. No way. You're kidding." For opinion or emphasis, use "honestly," "to be honest," "actually," or "seriously." Let's try some examples. Honestly, I didn't expect that. Actually, I love watching English movies. Seriously, that class helped me a lot. Repeat them with me. Honestly, I didn't expect that. Actually, I love watching English movies. Seriously, that class helped me a lot. Perfect. You're sounding more natural already. Now, let's move on to agreeing and disagreeing politely in group discussions, something very common in work or school situations. If you agree, you can say, "I agree with you on that. That's a good point. I was thinking the same thing." If you disagree politely, you can say, "I'm not sure I agree with that. I see what you mean, but I have a different view. Maybe, but I think there's another way to look at it." Let's do a quick fluency exercise. I'll say one statement, and you respond with an agreeing or disagreeing phrase. Ready? Statement: I think learning English online is a waste of time. You might say, "I see your point, but I don't really agree." Statement: movies are the best way to improve listening. You could say, "Yeah, that's true. They help a lot with pronunciation." Statement: speaking English every day is too difficult. Try saying, "Maybe," but if you make it a habit, it gets easier. Excellent. You're getting the rhythm, the sound, and the confidence. Now let's finish today's lesson with a short fluency challenge. Repeat after me slowly, then again faster. In my opinion, the best way to learn English is to use it every day. I totally agree with you. Practice makes everything easier. I see your point, but I think everyone learns differently. Fantastic job. That's how you train your brain and tongue to move naturally in English. Before we wrap up, I want you to comment below and tell me, do you usually agree or disagree in English conversations? Which new phrase did you like most today? I'm so happy you're here again. You've been doing such a wonderful job practicing your listening and speaking. Remember, every time you listen carefully and speak out loud, you are training your brain to think in English, and that's how real fluency grows. If you're new here, welcome to Ms. Fhuang English. This is your space to practice real English in a calm, simple, and enjoyable way. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with a friend who also wants to speak English naturally. And of course, I'd love to know, where are you listening from today? Leave a comment below and say hi. In the last lesson, we practiced agreeing and disagreeing politely in English, how to sound natural and respectful in real conversations. Today, we'll go a step further. You'll learn how to express your ideas clearly and confidently. Many English learners tell me, "Teacher, I know what I want to say, but I can't express it clearly." Does that sound like you too? If so, this part is exactly what you need. Let's start with a simple idea. When you speak English, your goal is not to be perfect, it's to be understood. Clear English is not about using big, complicated words. It's about expressing your thoughts in a simple and confident way. So, let's begin by learning how to start your ideas. Here are some natural expressions that fluent speakers use all the time. I believe that. The way I see it. My main point is. What I mean is. These are great for introducing or explaining an opinion. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I believe that. The way I see it. My main point is. What I mean is. Perfect. Now let's use them in context. I believe that learning through listening is the most natural way to improve fluency. The way I see it, mistakes are not bad. They're part of learning. My main point is that practice is more important than grammar rules. What I mean is that speaking every day helps your brain think faster in English. See how natural that sounds? You don't need long or complicated sentences. Simple, clear, and direct, that's how fluent English works. Now, once you've started your idea, you often need to explain it or give reasons. Here are some ways to do that. Because, for example, let me explain. The reason is, let's practice with examples. I enjoy learning English because it helps me connect with people around the world. I love podcasts. For example, I listen to English stories every morning. I think speaking practice is essential. Let me explain. When you speak, you build real confidence. The reason I study English every day is that I want to use it naturally. Great job. Notice how each sentence flows smoothly and sounds like something you would hear in everyday English. Now, let's practice how to expand your answers. Many learners give short replies like, "Yes, I do," or "No, I don't." That's fine in some cases, but if you want to sound fluent, you should try to add a little more. For example, if someone asks, "Do you like learning English?" Instead of just saying, "Yes, I do," try, "Yes, I do. I enjoy learning English because it helps me understand different cultures." Or if someone says, "Do you watch English movies?" Instead of saying, "Sometimes," you can say, "Sometimes. I like to watch them because they help me improve my listening and pronunciation." See the difference? Adding one short reason makes your English sound more natural and fluent. Let's do a quick fluency exercise. I'll ask a question, and you try to answer out loud, adding one reason or example. Ready? Question 1. Do you enjoy studying English? Pause. Give learners a moment to answer. Question 2. What's your favorite way to practice speaking? Pause. Question 3. Do you think English is easy or difficult to learn? Pause. Excellent. Remember, the more you practice forming complete sentences, the faster your thoughts will connect to your words. Now let's move to another useful skill: connecting ideas smoothly. This is what makes your speech sound like a fluent conversation, not a list of separate sentences. Here are some common linking phrases. Also, besides that, on the other hand, in addition, as a result, let's use them in context. I love learning new English words. Also, I try to use them in real conversations. Grammar is important, but on the other hand, speaking practice helps more with fluency. I listen to English podcasts every day. As a result, my listening skills have improved a lot. Let's repeat those together slowly, focusing on rhythm and pronunciation. Also, besides that, on the other hand, in addition, as a result. Perfect. You're learning not just words, but how to sound natural when connecting them. Now, let's listen to a short example of natural English. A. How do you usually practice speaking English? B. I usually practice by listening to English podcasts. Also, I record myself speaking so I can check my pronunciation. Did you hear how smooth that was? One idea connects naturally to the next. That's the secret of fluency, connecting your ideas with small linking phrases. Here's another example. A. Why do you enjoy learning English? B. Because it helps me communicate with people from other countries. Besides that, I want to study abroad someday. Very natural, right? Now let's add one more layer showing your personality when you speak. Many learners speak correctly but sound a little flat or emotionless. Don't be afraid to use tone and emotion. Smile when you speak. Let your voice rise and fall naturally. That's how English sounds real. For example, instead of saying, I think English is useful, say it with feeling, I really think English is useful. Or, I love learning new words every day. Try repeating that with emotion. Ready? I really think English is useful. I love learning new words every day. Beautiful. You see, fluency isn't only about grammar, it's also about energy and confidence. Before we finish this part, let's do a short speaking challenge together. Repeat after me, one line at a time. The way I see it, learning English opens many doors in life. I believe that practice is the key to fluency. For example, listening to podcasts every day helps me speak more naturally. As a result, I feel more confident using English at work and with friends. Excellent! That's how fluent speakers express ideas naturally, clearly, and with flow. Now, before you go, I'd love to know, what do you believe is the best way to improve your English speaking? Comment below and share your thoughts. In Part 5 of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll focus on building confidence when speaking English in public or with native speakers. You'll learn how to overcome fear, think faster, and sound more relaxed even when you make mistakes. I'm so happy you're here. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest challenges for English learners' confidence. Many of my students tell me, "Teacher, I understand English, but when I try to speak, I freeze. I get nervous. I forget my words." Does that happen to you too? Don't worry, you are not alone. This happens to almost every English learner, even advanced ones. But here's the truth. Confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build. And today, I'm going to help you build it step by step. Let's begin with something simple. When you speak English, don't think about being perfect. Think about being understood. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. What matters is communication, getting your message across. So, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and remember, you don't have to sound perfect to sound good. Now, let's talk about the first big secret to confidence: preparation. When you prepare, you feel safe, you feel ready, and that gives you power. Here's what I tell my students. Practice the situations you often face. For example, introducing yourself, ordering food, or talking about your job. Write down 510 key phrases you can use anytime. Then practice them every day in front of a mirror, while walking, or while recording your voice. Let's practice one situation together. Introducing yourself. Repeat after me, slowly and clearly. Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from Vietnam. I work as a teacher. I love learning new languages and meeting new people. Now, say it again, but this time, smile as you speak. Feel your energy change? That's confidence. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about energy and attitude. Now, let's move to the second secret of confidence, positive self-talk. Many learners say to themselves, "My English is bad. I can't speak well. People will laugh at me." Stop that. Those words are your biggest enemy. Instead, speak to yourself like your best friend would. Say, "I'm learning. I'm improving. I can communicate. I'm getting better every day." Let's repeat together. I'm learning. I'm improving. I can communicate. I'm getting better every day. Yes. Feel that? That's the sound of confidence growing inside you. The third secret is focus on connection, not perfection. When you speak English, focus on the person you're talking to, not your mistakes. If you make a grammar error, it's okay. People care more about your message, your emotion, and your tone. Let's imagine this short dialogue. A. Hi. How are you? B. I'm good. I'm little nervous speaking English. Even though the grammar isn't perfect, the message is clear and the conversation continues naturally. Now, let's practice thinking in English. This is a powerful way to feel more confident. When you wake up, say to yourself in English, "Good morning. I feel great today. I'm going to have a wonderful day." I will speak English with confidence. You can even say it while brushing your teeth or getting ready for work. The goal is to make English a natural part of your life. Another powerful tip: slow down when you speak. Many learners speak too fast because they feel nervous. But when you slow down, your words become clearer and your confidence grows. Let's practice this together. Repeat slowly after me. I don't need to speak fast. I need to speak clearly. I want to be understood. I am confident. Beautiful. Now, let's talk about body language, an important part of confidence. Stand tall. Keep your shoulders back. Make eye contact if you can. And always smile. When you look confident, you feel confident. And when you feel confident, you sound confident. Imagine you're introducing yourself in front of a group. Stand tall and say, "Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I'm from Vietnam. I'm happy to be here today." Doesn't that sound clear and confident? Next, let's talk about how to handle mistakes. Everyone makes them, including me. The secret is not to panic. When you make a mistake, don't say sorry immediately. Just correct yourself calmly or continue speaking. Example: I like to go to the gym. Perfect. You corrected it smoothly and naturally. Remember, confidence doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It means you keep going even when you do. Now, let's do a short confidence shadowing exercise. Repeat after me with strong voice and emotion. I am not afraid to speak English. I can express my ideas clearly. I learn from every mistake. I speak English with confidence and joy. Again, one more time louder. I am not afraid to speak English. I can express my ideas clearly. I learn from every mistake. I speak English with confidence and joy. Perfect. That's the energy you need every time you practice. Now, let's put it all together in a mini dialogue. A. Hi. You speak English really well. B. Thank you. I've been practicing every day. A. That's great. Do you enjoy it? Yes, I do. I used to be nervous, but now I feel more confident. See how natural that sounds? Confident English isn't fast or fancy, it's calm, clear, and connected. Before we finish, I want you to remember 3 golden rules for English confidence. Don't fear mistakes, learn from them. Speak slowly and clearly. Focus on connection, not perfection. You're doing so well. Confidence grows little by little. Like a plant, it needs practice, patience, and care. Every time you speak, you water that plant. In Part 6 of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll take the next step, how to think in English naturally so you can speak faster, smoother, and more fluently. I'm so proud of you for joining again today. You've already learned how to build confidence, how to express yourself clearly, and how to connect with people using natural English. But today, we're going to talk about something that can truly change your fluency, forever thinking in English. Let me ask you something. When you speak English, do you still translate in your head? Do you think in your native language first and then try to find the English words? If you said yes, that's okay. Everyone starts that way. But translation slows you down. It makes you nervous. And sometimes you forget the right word because your brain is busy switching between 2 languages. So here's the goal. We want English to flow naturally in your mind, like water, like music. No stopping, no translating, just thinking directly in English. You might wonder, but how do I do that? Don't worry, I'll guide you through it, step by step. The first step is to start small. You don't have to think about deep topics or complex grammar. Just start with simple thoughts about your day. For example, when you wake up, say in your mind, I'm awake. I'm still tired. I want coffee. It's a beautiful morning. Repeat after me, slowly and clearly. I'm awake. I'm still tired. I want coffee. It's a beautiful morning. See, that's already English thinking. It's short, simple, and natural. The second step is to describe what you see around you. Wherever you are on the bus, in your kitchen, at school, look around and describe things in English. For example, I see a red car. There's a woman walking her dog. My coffee smells great. The sky looks cloudy today. Repeat those lines after me. Ready? I see a red car. There's a woman walking her dog. My coffee smells great. The sky looks cloudy today. Perfect. That's how you train your brain to live in English. The third step is to ask yourself questions in English. This is powerful because it keeps your thoughts active. Try this. What am I doing right now? I'm cooking dinner. How do I feel? I feel relaxed. What will I do next? I'll watch a movie. It might feel strange at first, but with time, you'll start doing it naturally without realizing. Let's try one more together. Repeat after me and answer in your own words. What am I doing right now? You can answer, I'm listening to Ms. Fuang. How do I feel? You can answer, I feel happy and motivated. Good job. You see, that's real-time thinking in English. The fourth step is shadowing, one of my favorite techniques. Shadowing means listening to native speakers and repeating what they say immediately, trying to match their rhythm, tone, and pronunciation. You can do this with short clips, podcasts, or even my videos. When you shadow, your mouth, ears, and brain all work together. Over time, your brain starts to think in English automatically because it gets used to the sound and flow of the language. Let's do a short shadowing practice now. Repeat after me with energy and emotion. I can think in English. I don't need to translate. English feels natural to me. I'm getting better every day. Again, let's say it one more time with more confidence. I can think in English. I don't need to translate. English feels natural to me. I'm getting better every day. Amazing. That's the power of positive training. Now, another great way to think in English is to connect English to emotions, not to translation. For example, when you think of the word happy, don't think of your native word for it. Instead, think of a moment when you felt happy, maybe when you saw your friend, or when you achieved something special. That feeling becomes your meaning. This emotional connection helps you remember words faster and use them more naturally, because language is not only about words, it's about feeling. Let's try it together. I'll say a word, and I want you to close your eyes and feel it. Excited, relaxed, nervous, proud, good. When you think in English, you're not just learning, you're living the language. Now, here's another simple trick. Talk to yourself in English during daily tasks. When you're cooking, say, I'm cutting vegetables. When you're walking, say, I'm going to the store. When you're cleaning, say, I need to finish this quickly. These small sentences build fluency naturally, without pressure. Let's practice a short morning routine together. Repeat after me. This bro. I wake up at 7. I wash my face. I make breakfast. I check my phone. I get ready for work. Simple sentences like these are the building blocks of fluent thinking. Now, let's talk about something many learners worry about: forgetting words. Don't panic when you forget a word. Instead, learn to describe it in English. For example, if you forget the word knife, you can say the thing you use to cut food. If you forget umbrella, you can say the thing you use when it rains. This helps you keep talking without freezing, and it's exactly what fluent speakers do. Let's practice. I'll describe something, and you try to guess the word. It's cold, it's white, and it falls from the sky in winter. Yes, snow. Here's another one. It's something you wear on your wrist to check the time. Yes, a watch. You see? You're thinking in English already. Thinking in English is like training your brain to switch modes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So here's your daily challenge for this week. Spend at least 5 minutes a day thinking only in English. Describe your surroundings. talk about your feelings, or plan your day all in English. You can even share one of your English thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what you thought about in English today. I'd love to read it. Before we wrap up, let's repeat a few affirmations together to lock this lesson into your memory. Repeat after me. I can think in English. My brain understands English naturally. I speak English with confidence. I am becoming fluent every day. Excellent work. I'm so proud of your progress. I'm so happy you're here again. You've already learned how to build confidence, think in English, and speak with flow. But now, it's time to take your English to the next level by learning how to sound more natural, just like native speakers. Let's start with a simple truth. Sounding natural is not about having a perfect American or British accent. It's about rhythm, intonation, and emotion. It's about how your voice moves up and down, fast and slow in a way that sounds real, alive, and confident. Have you ever noticed how native speakers don't speak word by word? They connect words together. They stress certain sounds, and they let others fall softly. This is what gives English its music, and that's exactly what we're going to practice today. Let's start with rhythm. English has a natural rhythm, almost like a song. Some words are strong, and some are weak. The strong words carry meaning like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. The weak ones like a, the, in, on, to are said quickly. Let's try an example. Listen carefully. I want to go to the store. Now, listen again with rhythm. I want to go to the store. Do you hear how the main words want, go, store, are clear and strong? The small words to the are softer and quicker. That's the rhythm of English. Repeat after me. I want to go to the store. Good. Let's say it again, but this time, imagine you're talking to a friend. I want to go to the store. Excellent. You're already sounding more natural. Now, let's talk about connected speech. Native speakers often connect words together when they talk fast. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" word by word, we say, "What you doing?" What are you doing? It's smoother, faster, and more relaxed. Let's practice some more. Repeat after me slowly, then naturally. What are you doing? Now say it naturally. What you doing? Good. Try another one. Did you eat? In natural speech, it becomes, did ya eat? Let's do one more. I'm going to go. Sounds like, I'm gonna go. These shortcuts called contractions and reductions are part of real, natural English. They help your speech flow better and make you sound more confident. Let's practice a short dialogue together. Repeat after me, line by line. A. Hey, what you doing tonight? B. Not much. I'm gonna watch a movie. A. Sounds good. What are you gonna watch? B. I'm not sure yet. Maybe something funny. Excellent. Did you notice how natural that sounded when you connected the words? Now, let's talk about intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. Intonation shows emotion and meaning. If you use flat intonation, your speech can sound robotic or boring. But when your voice moves naturally, people feel your message. Try saying this sentence: I can't believe it. Now, if you say it flat, I can't believe it, it sounds emotionless. But if you say it with feeling, I can't believe it, it sounds real. Let's practice with a few examples. Repeat after me and feel the emotion. That's amazing. Are you serious? I'm so happy for you. I can't wait to see you. Excellent. Feel how your voice goes up and down? That's intonation, and it's the secret to sounding expressive and natural in English. Here's another important part: pauses. Many learners think speaking fast means fluency, but that's not true. Native speakers pause, and that's what makes them sound clear and confident. For example, listen. I had a great day. I met my best friend. We had lunch together. It was wonderful. Notice how I pause after each short idea? It gives time for the listener to understand. It also helps you sound calm and in control. Let's try it together. Repeat after me slowly and naturally. I had a great day. I met my best friend. We had lunch together. It was wonderful. Beautiful. You sound clear and fluent. Now, let's do a short listening and repeating exercise. Listen carefully, then repeat in the same rhythm and tone. Ready? I'm so glad to see you. I can't believe it's already Friday. I'll call you back in a minute. It's been such a busy day. You did a great job today. Perfect. This kind of practice trains your mouth and your ear to move with English naturally. Another great tip to sound like a native speaker is to copy real conversations. Watch short clips, interviews, or series with subtitles. Listen carefully, pause, and repeat exactly what the speaker says, even their tone and emotion. For example, if you hear someone say, "Oh, really? That's interesting." Don't just repeat the words, copy how they sound. Say it with curiosity. "Oh, really? That's interesting." Let's practice some natural reactions together. Repeat after me. Really? No way. That's so cool. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's awesome. These short phrases are what make conversations feel alive. They're the small details that turn your English from textbook to real-life natural speech. Now, here's something fun. Let's practice a mini scene together like you're talking with a friend after work. Repeat after me and imagine the situation. A. Hey, how was your day? B. Pretty good. I had a meeting in the morning. A. Oh yeah? How did it go? B. It went really well. My boss was happy with my presentation. A. That's great to hear. Nice job. That's what natural conversation sounds like. Relaxed, friendly, and full of life. Remember, fluency is not about perfection. It's about connection. If people can feel your emotion, your message, and your energy, you're already speaking like a pro. So here's your practice challenge. This week, listen to a short video in English, maybe from a movie, a vlog, or this channel, and shadow it. Copy the rhythm, the tone, and the emotion. Do it again and again until it feels natural. Then, share your experience in the comments below. Tell me which phrase or rhythm pattern did you practice today. Let's finish this lesson with some positive affirmations. Repeat after me. My English sounds natural and confident. I speak with rhythm and emotion. I connect words smoothly when I talk. I'm getting better every single day. Excellent work. You're training your voice, your ear, and your confidence. In Part 8 of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll go even deeper. We'll talk about how to express your opinions clearly and naturally. Just like a fluent speaker, you'll learn real-life expressions that help you sound confident in any conversation. And to Part 8 of your English Fluency Masterclass. You're doing great every time you listen, repeat, and speak. Your English becomes more natural and confident. Today, we're focusing on something essential in real communication, expressing your opinions clearly and naturally. Because when you can share your thoughts with confidence, people listen to you, and that's what true fluency feels like. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted to give your opinion in English, but you paused because you didn't know how to start? Maybe you thought, I know what I want to say, but I don't know the right words. Don't worry, you're not alone. Today, I'll help you fix that. You'll learn how to sound calm, confident, and fluent when sharing your ideas, whether you're talking with friends, classmates, or coworkers. Let's begin with the basics. When someone asks what you think, the easiest way to start is with short, natural phrases like, I think, I believe, in my opinion, for me. These are perfect for beginners, simple and polite. But if you want to sound more fluent and advanced, there are other ways to express your thoughts. For example, if you ask me, the way I see it, from my point of view, to be honest, I'd say that let's practice them together. Repeat after me slowly and focus on your pronunciation and tone. I think this is a great idea. If you ask me, it's too expensive. The way I see it, we need more time. To be honest, I didn't really like it. I'd say that she's doing an excellent job. Excellent work. Now, let's try using these phrases in real-life situations. Imagine you're talking to a friend about movies. I'll say the first line, and you repeat after me. A, what do you think of that new movie? B, to be honest, I didn't really like it. Good. Now, let's try another. A, should we go out tonight? B, if you ask me, we should just stay in and relax. Perfect. Do you feel how natural that sounds? It's short, friendly, and confident. Now, sometimes you'll agree or disagree with someone's opinion, so let's learn some phrases for that. When you agree, you can say, I totally agree. You're right about that. That's true. I couldn't agree more. Exactly. Let's repeat together. I totally agree. You're right about that. I couldn't agree more. Good. Now, when you disagree, don't worry, you can still sound polite. Try saying, I see your point, but I'm not sure I agree with that. I understand, but I think that's one way to see it. But let's practice. Repeat after me. I see your point, but I think it's a bit risky. I understand, but I think we should wait. I'm not sure I agree with that idea. Great job. You sound more natural already. Now, let's combine everything in a short conversation. I'll say both parts, you can shadow me. Ready? A. I think working from home is better. B. I see your point, but I prefer the office. It's easier to focus there. Try it again this time. Speak with emotion and rhythm. A. I think working from home is better. B. I see your point, but I prefer the office. It's easier to focus there. Excellent. That's how real conversations sound. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to sound real. Now, let's talk about showing strong opinions politely. In English, we often use softeners to sound kind and respectful. For example, instead of saying, "You're wrong," you can say, "I don't really think so," or "I see it differently." This makes your tone gentle but still clear. Let's practice. Repeat after me. "I don't really think so. I see it differently. I'm afraid I don't agree." Perfect. You're learning how to sound both confident and kind, a great skill in English conversations. Now, let's move to another part of expressing opinions, giving reasons. When you share your opinion, try to add a reason or example that makes your speech sound complete. For example, I think learning English every day is important because it builds good habits. I believe traveling helps people because it opens your mind. Let's practice together. Repeat after me and add emotion to your voice. I think reading English books helps improve vocabulary because you see new words in context. I believe speaking with friends is the best way to build fluency because it feels natural. Good. Notice how adding because makes your sentence more powerful. Now I want you to think for a second. What's something you strongly believe in? Maybe it's, "I think learning every day is the key to success." Or, "I believe kindness makes the world better." Say your own sentence out loud now. I'll give you a few seconds. Very nice. You see? You're expressing your thoughts in English clearly and naturally. That's progress. Now, let's learn a few advanced expressions that make your opinions sound even smoother. I tend to think that it seems to me that, as far as I'm concerned, I guess you could say, repeat after me. I tend to think that people learn faster when they enjoy what they're doing. It seems to me that we need more rest these days. As far as I'm concerned, honesty is very important. I guess you could say I'm a morning person. Excellent. You sound fluent and confident. Let's put all this into one natural dialogue. Listen first, then shadow. A. So, what do you think about social media? B. Well, I think it's useful, but it can also be distracting. A. Yeah, I totally agree. It's great for learning, though. B. Exactly. The way I see it, we just need to use it wisely. That's a perfect example of how fluent speakers sound polite, relaxed, and natural. Now here's your speaking challenge for today. Think about a topic you care about, maybe your favorite hobby, a current event, or a daily habit. Record yourself sharing your opinion for 1 minute. Use some of the expressions you learned today, like "I think," If you ask me, or I see your point, but then listen to your recording. Do you sound clear, natural, confident? If not, don't worry, practice again tomorrow. Each time you speak, your fluency grows stronger. Before we end, let's do a short repetition session for pronunciation and rhythm. Repeat after me with feeling. I think learning English is fun. If you ask me, practice makes progress. I totally agree with you. I see your point, but I have a different opinion. It seems to me that confidence comes with time. Wonderful. You're not just learning English, you're learning to express yourself in English. In Part 9 of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll focus on a key real-world skill: how to keep a conversation going naturally, even when you don't know what to say next. You'll learn smart ways to respond, continue, and sound confident in any situation. And to Part 9 of your English Fluency Masterclass. You're doing so well. Every time you listen, repeat, and speak along, you're training your brain and your mouth to think in English. That's exactly how fluent speakers grow, step by step, word by word, with confidence and consistency. Today, we're focusing on one of the most practical and powerful skills in English communication: how to keep a conversation going naturally. Have you ever had a moment when you were talking to someone in English and then suddenly, silence? Maybe you didn't know what to say next. Maybe you wanted to continue, but your mind went blank. It happens to everyone, even advanced learners. But don't worry. By the end of today's lesson, you'll know exactly what to do in that situation. You'll learn how to respond naturally, how to show interest, and how to keep the conversation flowing, just like a native speaker. Let's start with something simple. In real conversations, one of the best ways to keep things going is by showing interest. English speakers do this all the time. They use small but powerful responses like, "Really? That's interesting." "Oh, I see. Wow, I didn't know that. Seriously? Tell me more." These short reactions show that you're listening, and when people feel listened to, they want to keep talking. Let's practice together. Repeat after me with emotion. "Really? That's interesting. Oh, I see. Wow, I didn't know that. Tell me more." Good. Try to say them with a natural tone, not too fast, not too slow. Now let's see how these expressions work in a conversation. Listen first, then repeat with me. A. I just started learning how to cook. B. Really? That's great. What kind of food do you like to make? Do you see what happened? The person showed interest, then asked a question. That's how you keep the conversation alive. Here's another example. A. I'm planning to travel to Japan next year. B. Wow, that sounds amazing. Why Japan? Perfect. You can always follow your reaction with a question like, why, when, or how. And suddenly, you have a real conversation. Let's practice that pattern together. I'll say the first part, and you respond. I just started a new job. You say, really? How's it going? I've been trying to exercise more. You say, Oh, that's great. What kind of exercise? I'm thinking about moving to another city. You say, wow, that's a big decision. Where are you planning to go? Excellent. That's how you sound curious, confident, and connected. Now, another key skill is asking follow-up questions. After you show interest, you can add a question that invites the other person to share more. Try these common and natural ones. How did that happen? What made you decide that? How do you feel about it? What's the best part? Have you always liked that? Repeat after me slowly and clearly. How did that happen? What made you decide that? How do you feel about it? What's the best part? Have you always liked that? Great job. These questions keep the conversation open, not just yes or no answers, but real sharing. Now let's practice with an example dialogue. Listen first. A. I started taking English classes last month. B. That's nice. What made you decide to start learning now? A. I want to travel and communicate better. B. That's a great reason. Where do you want to go first? Simple, right? You can do the same in your conversations. Just ask small, curious questions that keep things moving. Another helpful way to keep talking naturally is by adding short comments that connect to what the other person said. For example, I know what you mean. That happened to me too. I totally understand. Same here. I've been there. Let's repeat together. I know what you mean. That happened to me too. I totally understand. Same here. I've been there. Now, let's put that into a quick role play. A. Sometimes I get nervous speaking English. B. I know what you mean. It takes time, but it gets easier. That's it. You're not just replying, you're connecting. That's what fluent conversation feels like. Connection. Now, what if you don't know what to say? Don't panic. There are still things you can say to keep the rhythm. Here are some natural thinking time expressions. That's a good question. Let me think. Well, I guess. I'm not sure, but maybe. It's hard to say, but repeat after me. That's a good question. Let me think. Well, I guess. I'm not sure, but maybe. It's hard to say, but perfect. These short pauses give your brain time to find the right words while still sounding fluent and relaxed. Let's try a mini scene together. A. What do you like most about your job? Me. That's a good question. I think I enjoy meeting new people the most. Natural, right? It sounds calm and conversational, not robotic. Now, let's talk about ending a conversation politely. This is also part of fluency. You can't just walk away. You need smooth closing phrases. Here are a few to remember. It was nice talking with you. I really enjoyed our chat. Let's talk again soon. Anyway, I should get going now. Take care and see you next time. Repeat with me. It was nice talking with you. I really enjoyed our chat. Let's talk again soon. Anyway, I should get going now. Take care and see you next time. Beautiful. These are perfect ways to end naturally and politely, just like a native speaker would. Now, let's combine everything we've learned into one natural conversation. Listen first, then shadow along. A. Hey, guess what? I just learned how to make sushi. B. Really? That's awesome. What made you want to try that? A. I saw a video about Japanese cooking and it looked fun. B. That's interesting. I've always wanted to try making sushi too. A. You should. It's not as hard as it looks. B. Maybe I will. Anyway, I should get going, but it was nice talking with you. A. Same here. See you soon. Excellent. That's how real English conversations sound friendly, curious, and comfortable. Now, it's your turn. I want you to practice speaking with a friend, a partner, or even by yourself. Pick a topic like movies, food, or hobbies, and try to keep the conversation going for 2 minutes. Use the expressions we practiced today to stay natural and relaxed. You can even record yourself. Listen back and notice how you sound. Are you reacting, asking questions, showing interest? If yes, you're becoming a natural English speaker. Before we finish, let's repeat some key phrases for fluency. Really? Tell me more. How did that happen? I know what you mean. That's a good question. It was nice talking with you. Excellent. You've done an amazing job today. In Part 10 of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll explore how to tell stories and share experiences naturally in English, just like native speakers do. You'll learn how to organize your thoughts, use the right tenses, and make your stories interesting and emotional. You're now in Part 10 of our English Fluency Masterclass, and I'm so proud of how far you've come. You've learned how to start conversations, react naturally, express your thoughts, and sound confident in English. Now it's time to take it to the next level, learning how to tell stories naturally, just like fluent speakers do. Storytelling is one of the most powerful communication skills in any language. Think about it when you meet someone. What do you talk about? You tell stories about your day, your weekend, your childhood, your job, your dreams. Stories connect people. They make your English sound real, emotional, and human. But many English learners struggle with storytelling. Maybe you've experienced this too. You start telling a story, and then you stop because you don't know which tense to use, or you lose your confidence because you're afraid of making mistakes. Today, we'll fix that together. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to organize your story, how to use simple and natural language, and how to speak in a way that keeps people listening. Let's start with this idea. Every good story has 3 parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. In English, you can think of it like this: what happened first, what happened next, how it ended, or how you felt. Let's make it simple with an example. Imagine your friend asks, "How was your weekend?" You could say, "Oh, it was good. I went to the beach with my friends. We swam, played volleyball, and watched the sunset. It was so relaxing." That's short but complete. It has a clear start, middle, and ending feeling. Now, let's break that down step by step. The beginning often sets the scene. You can start with phrases like, last weekend, a few days ago, yesterday, when I was in high school, once I had this funny experience. Repeat after me. Last weekend, a few days ago, yesterday, when I was in high school, once I had this funny experience. Great. These phrases signal to the listener that a story is coming. Now, the middle part, that's where you describe what happened. Use simple connecting words to keep your story flowing. Words like then, after that, and suddenly, so, but. These small words make a big difference. They help your listener follow your story easily. Let's practice together. I woke up early, then I went for a walk. After that, I met my friend for breakfast. We talked for hours, and suddenly it started raining. Can you feel the flow? It sounds like natural spoken English. Now, the final part, the ending. This is where you give your reaction, emotion, or conclusion. You can end with sentences like, "It was such a great day. I learned something new. It was kind of embarrassing but funny. I'll never forget that moment. It made me really happy. Repeat after me slowly and naturally. It was such a great day. I learned something new. It was kind of embarrassing but funny. I'll never forget that moment. It made me really happy." Perfect. That's how you end with emotion, and that's what makes stories memorable. Let's put everything together into one short natural story. Listen first, then repeat after me in parts. Last weekend, I went hiking with my cousins. The weather was perfect, sunny but not too hot. We walked through the forest, took pictures, and had lunch by the river. Then, suddenly, it started to rain really hard. We ran back to the car, completely wet, but laughing the whole time. It was such a fun day. I'll never forget it. Beautiful, right? That's a complete story in simple English. Now, here's a useful tip. When you tell stories in English, don't focus too much on grammar. Focus on flow and emotion. Use simple tenses. Most of the time, the past simple tense is perfect for storytelling. I went, I saw, I met, I felt. Let's practice that for a moment. Repeat after me. I went to the park. I saw my friends. We talked for a while. I felt so happy. Great! Notice how simple it is. You don't need complicated grammar to sound fluent. You just need clarity and confidence. Now, let's practice storytelling in real-life topics. I'll give you a few examples, and then it's your turn. A funny experience. One time, I got lost on my way to a concert. I followed the wrong group of people and ended up at a wedding instead. Everyone was dressed beautifully, so I just smiled and said congratulations before running away. A memorable trip. A few years ago, I visited New York City for the first time. I walked through Times Square, saw the Statue of Liberty, and tried a slice of real New York pizza. It was amazing, so many lights, people, and energy everywhere. A small mistake. Last week, I sent a message to the wrong person. It was meant for my friend, but I accidentally sent it to my teacher. Luckily, it wasn't anything bad, but it was so awkward. These are real, simple, and emotional. That's what keeps your listener interested. Now, I want you to try this. Think of a short story from your life. Maybe something funny, strange, or meaningful. Tell it in English using the structure we practiced beginning, middle, and end. Start with last week or one time. Then use connecting words like then, after that, suddenly, and end with how you felt. You can even share your story in the comments below this video. I'd love to read it and maybe share some in the next episode. Now, let's practice fluency shadowing. I'll say a short story and you repeat it after me, sentence by sentence. Ready? Yesterday, I decided to try a new coffee shop near my house. Repeat. The barista was super friendly and recommended a caramel latte. Repeat. When I took my first sip, it was so good sweet, but not too sweet. Repeat. I sat by the window, watched people passing by, and listened to music. Repeat. It was such a peaceful morning. Repeat. Excellent. That's how you practice fluency through storytelling, natural rhythm, clear pronunciation, and real emotions. Before we end today's lesson, let's review 3 golden rules for storytelling in English. First, keep it simple. Use clear and short sentences. Second, use connectors like then, after that, and so to create flow. Third, end with a feeling. Tell the listener how the experience made you feel. If you follow these, you'll sound natural, confident, and fluent every time you tell a story. Now, I have a small challenge for you. After this video, record yourself telling a short story about your last weekend or a fun memory. Listen to your voice. Can you feel your progress? Because you are improving and I'm so proud of you. In part 11, the final part of our English Fluency Masterclass, we'll wrap up everything we've learned and I'll share powerful tips to help you continue your English fluency journey every single day. You made it. This is part 11, the final part of our English Fluency Masterclass. And I want to start by saying this. I'm so proud of you. You've shown amazing dedication, patience, and heart. You've listened, repeated, practiced, and stayed curious. And today, in this last part, we'll bring everything together. Your listening, your speaking, your confidence, and your fluency. Before we begin, if you've enjoyed this masterclass, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fwang English, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what part of this series helped you the most and what English goals you're going to focus on next. Now, let's get started. Over the past 10 parts, you've learned how to greet people naturally, how to express your opinions, tell stories, show emotion, react to real-life situations, and build your fluency through practice. You've learned phrases, patterns, and rhythm, but most importantly, you've learned to feel comfortable speaking English. And that's what fluency really is, not perfection, but confidence and flow. So today, I want to talk about 3 final keys to mastering English fluency: the habits, mindset, and daily actions that will keep your progress strong. The first key is consistency. Fluency doesn't come from studying once a week. It comes from small daily habits. Even 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference if you do it every day. Here's a simple challenge for you. Every morning, listen to or repeat something in English for just 10 minutes. It could be a short podcast, a YouTube video, or even this masterclass again. Then, speak aloud for 5 minutes, describe what you did yesterday, your plans for today, or something interesting that happened. Don't wait for the perfect time to practice. The perfect time is now. Can you promise yourself that you'll do this for the next 7 days? Just 7 days. Try it, and you'll notice a real difference in your fluency and confidence. The second key is real communication. Speaking English alone is great, but interacting with people takes your skills to another level. You need to use English to connect. Join an online English group. Comment on YouTube videos in English. Find a speaking partner. Talk to yourself if you have to. Yes, that counts too. For example, you can practice with yourself by describing your surroundings. Say something like, "There's a cup of coffee on my desk. It smells amazing. I'm sitting by the window and it's raining outside. The sound is so relaxing. Repeat after me. There's a cup of coffee on my desk. It smells amazing. I'm sitting by the window. It's raining outside. The sound is so relaxing." Perfect. That's fluency practice natural, daily, simple. The third key is confidence through mistakes. Many learners stop speaking because they're afraid of making mistakes. But let me tell you something. Powerful mistakes are not your enemy. They're your teachers. Every fluent speaker you admire, every teacher, actor, or native speaker has made mistakes while learning something new. The difference is they didn't stop. If you say something wrong, just smile and continue. The more you speak, the more your brain learns. Fluency grows from use, not from fear. So the next time you forget a word, don't panic. Just explain it another way. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, "Something that you use when it rains." You're still communicating, and that's what language is about. Now, let's do a short reflection together. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 6 months from now. You wake up, turn on your favorite English podcast, and you understand almost everything. You reply confidently, without fear, without hesitation. You're speaking English naturally, just like you've always wanted. Can you see it? Can you feel it? That version of you already exists. You're building it right now. Every time you watch a video like this, repeat after me, or write a comment in English, you're getting closer. Now, let's review some of the powerful phrases you've learned throughout this masterclass. Repeat after me slowly and clearly. How's it going? I've been pretty good. Thanks for asking. That sounds amazing. I totally agree with you. I'm not sure, but I think once I had this funny experience. It made me really happy. I'll never forget that moment. These are real, natural, everyday expressions that make your English sound fluent and alive. Now, let's do one more fluency. Practice a short daily routine you can use anytime. I'll say a sentence and you repeat it after me, focusing on rhythm and clarity. Ready? Today is a new chance to practice my English. Repeat. I'm improving every day. Repeat. I'm not afraid of making mistakes. Repeat. I speak clearly and confidently. Repeat. My English is getting better and better. Repeat. Beautiful. That's the voice of progress, your voice. As we reach the end of this English Fluency Masterclass, I want to leave you with one final thought. Fluency is not something you wait for. It's something you create. You create it through daily practice, through speaking out loud, through learning from your mistakes, through listening with curiosity and speaking with courage. Remember, fluency doesn't mean you know every word. It means you can express yourself naturally with the words you already know. So from now on, speak English with confidence, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Speak because you want to connect. Speak because you're proud of how far you've come. Speak because you can. If you've completed all 11 parts of this masterclass, I want you to write in the comments, "I'm fluent in progress." That's your declaration, your promise to yourself. And if you're new here, go back and watch all the earlier parts of this series. They'll guide you step by step from beginner to confident English speaker. Before we end, let's take one last deep breath together. Inhale. Now say this with me. I'm confident. I'm improving. I'm fluent in progress. You've done it. You've completed the English Fluency Masterclass, and this is just the beginning of your journey. Thank you so much for learning with me. I'm Ms. Phuong, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself because your English fluency is already shining through.